And not all immigration is good. Even legal immigration can be bad. And I get that we have this toxic empathy here in the United States where we think that we just need to allow the entire world to flood our borders and invade our country. However, this is how you cause societal collapse.
Priya Patel here has a video just from yesterday with 1.1 million views where she says that not all cultures are equal and we should not be importing the third world. It's just that simple. I'm the other Barak. I'm coming to you live and direct here from the Holy Land in Israel. This is an interesting take. I actually have never really come across Priya's profile before. So this is going to be a new one for all of us involved. If you have not already, please smash that subscribe button and that bell icon so that you are notified and ready every time we put out content here on this channel. Let's get it.
Not all cultures are equal. There, I said it. Guess what? All people are created equal under the eyes of God and the law, but not all cultures are equal. This is a simple fact, and I don't understand why it is now a cardinal sin according to the left and some on the right to say this out loud, but it is a fact. You still have cultures today that embrace things like slavery, underage marriage, polygamy, human sacrifice, and you're telling me that all cultures are equal and we need to allow them to come into the United States and we just need to embrace them? No, just no. And not all immigration is good. Even legal immigration can be bad. And I get that we have this toxic empathy here in the United States where we think that we just need to allow the entire world to flood our borders and invade our country. However, this is how you cause societal collapse. Assimilation to our culture should be a bare minimum requirement of anybody that is allowed to come into the country. Bare minimum. But when you allow people to move here en masse, as we have, especially from places like the third world, you don't even incentivize, you don't even allow the opportunity for assimilation because these people come here in their own communities, they stay together and just take over American cities. This is what I call civilizational suicide because that's quite literally what we've been doing to ourselves. We're allowing our culture and our norms to be completely eroded. These people are coming here, they're not assimilating, and then they're outbreeding us in our own country. And then on top of that, they're committing violent crimes against American citizens and killing us. So yes, there are plenty of issues with the immigration system itself. However, we also need to be incredibly selective on the type of people we allow to come here and how many of them.
This conversation about immigration and illegal immigration is one that I don't love to have. I don't love to have it because I think there are people on the right that say things that I think are pretty gross and disgusting about immigrants that have made it to the United States of America and have contributed profoundly to the country. And then I hear people far on the left who are justifying a lot of activity that are coming from people with background in cultures that do actually still carry with them the concepts of slavery, for example, and lack of freedoms, especially for women and other minority ethnic groups. This is exactly the issue with the people who are supporting a group like the Palestinians inside of the Gaza Strip that are radical. Because you have the same activity happening in places like Paterson, New Jersey, like Manhattan, and like Dearborn, Michigan. You have the same ideology seeping its way into parts of Europe. And the way that these cultures stem from parts of the Middle East are breeding centers for how they would like the rest of the world to look, how they would like the United States to look. They don't want it to be united and they don't want it to be the US. They want the entire caliphate of the globe. They would love every woman to be wrapping their hair in a hijab. And they would love for none of them to have the freedom of true expression and other ethnic minorities to be able to have the same status as them unless they choose to convert or choose to also believe in Allah. And a lot of this is justified through religion. So those are parts that I don't agree with. But I also think that there is a concept of human and human beings, which we all are. And I'll say it, and I've said it again. A child that's born in the Gaza Strip is a human being. What is out of their control, which is how they are raised per se, what they are taught per se, the environment that they're placed in per se, the education, that they're provided per se, all of those things which are unfortunately out of their control, which is why indoctrination is indoctrination, then shifts who that human is to become a specific kind of human. And then free will becomes less and less of a choice for a lot of people because you're taught that you don't have free will. In fact, you're taught that your free will is only through a very specific lens of choosing acts like killing and murdering and raping and terrorizing to do things. And a lot of these cultures come from places like Afghanistan or Pakistan or Gaza, Iran, Syria, Lebanon, parts of Jordan. So for me, it's hard because my humanity is not one-sided. But I do think that there are people who have this conversation that, like, to some, and especially like the immigrants that get boxed into this conversation that aren't part of these cultures, that have these like death cult associations with them, they can take offense to it. And I actually completely understand why they do take offense to it. I would too. But then you have people who are like by the book, by the law, corporate, and very like, structured about it. And, I mean, look, like Poland hasn't had one terrorist incident with radical Muslims, one, because of what they've done with their border policies, strict border policies. And so like you have to say to yourself, like, hold on a second, something's working, right? So I don't know. I for me, like, it's always about the nuance because I'm a human. Want to know what you guys think in the comments section. Let me know. Here's a note from me. Here are 4 ways you can help us grow if you believe in our mission. On Buy Me a Coffee and PayPal, you can directly contribute to helping this message grow and reach more people across the world. If you want to join the inner circle, join our Patreon with different tiers, and of course, our Discord community, which is free with people from all across the world. The links to every single one are in the description. And last but not least, to the other Barak community, I love you. Ani ohev otchem. I'll see you guys next time.